Welcome back to part 2 of witness ML Ba testimony before the TRRC in the Gambia. According to the witness, Sheriff Gomez, who held the position of battalion adjutant, was unexpectedly the first officer to be detained during the events leading up to the overthrow of Sir Dauda Jawara's government. ML Ba stated that the arrest occurred at the Yundum army camp before the troops set out for the State House. Sheriff Gomez's detention marked a significant escalation of the unfolding of this historical episode, as heavily armed troops boarded vehicles and head out to forcefully remove the democratically elected government.
At this stage, had Sheriff Gomez already arrived at the camp or
not yet?
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. Okay. So you guys...
Certainly we finished the, as we are boarding the vehicles, this was towards 7, Sheriff Gomez saw face. That's the time Sheriff Gomez saw face. And equally, Sheriff Gomez was arrested by the sentries, who actually, I cannot remember now. He was asked to double up and then jump, frog jump, up to the guard room. He was locked up. And then...
Was he the only person locked up at this time?
At that point in time, yes, if I can remember. What I've seen is I've seen Sheriff Gomez being arrested.
Do you know a person called Obi Mbai?
Yeah, he was a duty officer then. That night he was in the cells.
At
Obi
what
Mbai.
stage was he arrested?
I don't know when he was arrested, but I later knew that he was in the cell because he was a duty officer that night. Obi Mbai, yes.
Did anybody say anything regarding the arrest of officers?
Within also.
As you guys were preparing to leave, did anybody say anything regarding the arrest of officers?
Yes, Lieutenant Jame said anybody who comes above their rank should be arrested and detained.
Who said that?
Lieutenant Jame.
Which Lieutenant Jame?
Yeah, Jame. Yes.
So that was an order that he gave?
He gave. So I boarded the truck because it was the last one. I boarded that one, then Jame occupied the mini bus. Edward Singate occupied the mini bus. Then Sana Sabal occupied the truck. Then movement start movement. As we left the camp on our way going, any government vehicle that we meet, somebody will go down and then ask you to park the car, lock the car, hand over the key. You walk until we reach Banjulinding police station. They equally the same. The police also were all put inside the cell. A soldier was asked to stay.
Where was that? Where was that?
Banjulinding police station.
Banjulinding police station?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us in detail what happened there.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't come down the truck, but I knew, I was told that all police were put inside the cell and a soldier was asked to take charge. And we continue. When, as we are moving, we came...
Who was the commander responsible for the truck in which you were in?
Sana Sabal is the one responsible. If there is another senior man, then it's Masana Jawara. He was a corporal then. He was the only corporal in our truck.
Okay. Who else do you remember in that truck?
SFP Ba also was in the truck, but later, around Abuko Nature Reserve, I think he was trying to test his juju or what, or maybe his ND. He fired himself on his leg. So they dropped him down. He was asked to drop down to find a transport to go back to the camp. And then I was equally there with Sedabo.
Dabo?
Sedabo and Susonko, Masana Jawara. Yeah.
These were all private?
These are all private soldiers, except Masane.
All right.
He was the only corporal then. So we continue movement until Art Station.
Which art station?
Abuko Art Station.
And what happened there?
When we arrived there, the three of them get down with some soldiers. I didn't go down.
Which three?
Sana Sabali, Edward, and then Yaya Jame, they all get down. They went inside the art station complex. Later we saw people coming out. We understand that the international line was shut down, and then all those working there were asked to vacate the premises, and some soldiers were left there. And we continued movement until we came up to this place, how do you call it, Westfield Johnson. Then the two mini vans head to Banjul, the truck head to Fajara Barracks.
Who were the leaders in these two minivans?
Each vehicle is occupied by an officer, Lieutenant Yaya Jamme and Lieutenant Edward Singate.
And the truck?
And the truck led by Sana Sabali.
So you were in the truck?
Yes.
What did your group do upon arrival at Westfield?
We also peeled over to go to Karaba Avenue towards Bakau Barracks. We go up to Fajara and then turn towards MRC, towards the Bakau. As we reach the beginning of the camp, at the beginning of the camp, a section was dropped in order to enter through the training school. That's the section I dropped in. I was within that section led by Masane Jawara.
Who led that group?
Masane Jawara.
Masane Jawara.
Yes.
And he was corporal?
He was a corporal then.
Okay. And the other group?
And the other group also went the other way. Probably they might use the main gate, I don't know. But they might use the main gate, probably.
Who led that group?
Sana Sabali was with that group.
And then tell us what happened after that.
So as we entered the training school, we found, I think, a training session going on there. Police and the NSS then. Then they were all arrested, escorted. As we are also moving towards the administrative area, you can hear gunshots. But I will not take them seriously because they are not, even if they are directed to me, they are not, it's not harmful. These are people who are firing and withdrawing. So it's not an opposition anymore. They are trying to find their way out. So as we reached to the administrative block, already Sana and others were there. The truck was parked there. All those who were arrested at the training school, including those who were found at the administrative area, were all put in that truck. All right? And they were asked, Sana told them to escort the truck to Yundum barracks for possible detention. This is where I was until Sana Sabala had him talking to, because then we all have walkie-talkies. He called the other party, that is Edward, and then Yaya Jamme to find out where they are. They said they are at the Denton Bridge. He said, okay, why? He said they are stopped there by some, Sandra Morris. This is how Sana also boarded vehicle with his team, and then he went towards the Denton Bridge.
Did he change vehicles or he went in?
No, he changed vehicle, yes. He went with a pickup this time around, if I can remember, pickup. Because that truck that brought us went back to Yundum. So obviously he changed vehicle. He went with a pickup. Nissan Patrol, or I think Nissan Patrol. Nissan Patrol.
And how about your group? What happened to your group?
Yeah, as he was stepping out from Fire Barracks, he called the most senior man and myself and said, take charge while we are away. We said, all right, sir. Then we start to post sentries. Myself, I was posted at the back gate. If you are coming from Newtown and the back gate, that's where I was posted. And this is where we remain.
How about the other people you were with?
Yes, they were deployed within the camp at the strategic points where people enter, entry points. They were also sent there in order to control those areas.
You mentioned somebody called Said Dabo.
Yes.
Did he remain in the camp?
Yes, he remained in the camp. I was with him there.
Okay. So, for how long did you remain in Fajara Barracks?
Yeah, we were in Fajara Barracks Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I believe there was an announcement of council members. Then a week later, there was a communique also that all soldiers should return to barracks. Then I went back to Yundum Barracks.
And this time, when you went back to Yundum Barracks, there was already a new government in place, right?
Yes, yes.
And that's the council you're referring to?
Yes.
Who were the members of the council, as far as you can recall?
Yeah, the council members was Yaya Jammeh, the chairman, the vice chairman, Lieutenant Sana Sabali. Then the defense minister was Lieutenant Edward Singate. Local government minister was Yankuba Toure. Interior minister was Sadibu Haidara. Then.
So when you went back to the camp, which position did you go to?
I still remain as a regimental police, as I said earlier on. That's where I was.
For how long?
I was there until this guy, Babu Karajame was appointed as the army commander. When Babu Karajada was appointed the army commander, that's the time, he requested for me to be his orderly. Not through signal message as usual in the army, but this time around it was a verbal message, because then Maron was the CO, 1 battalion. Maron don't know me, he was a gendarmerie before. After takeover, he came to the army. He said he was looking for me almost 2 days, asking for me. The time he came to the guard room, he found me sitting. He said, "Who is Bah?" They told him, "Sir, he's the one sitting down." He said, "You, since yesterday I've been looking for you, I could not see you. Babu Krajata is calling me." He said, "Nobody's going to be his orderly. You are the only one who's going to be his orderly." Then he asked me to come, to go with him. We entered a car, his car. He drove me to Banjul. That was on the 8th of November, 1994, if I can remember very well, yeah.
But before this date, what was the mood of the soldiers in Yundum Barracks?
Well, soldiers were not really happy because the promise made to them was not fulfilled.
What was the promise made to them?
The promise, as I said earlier on, was they will compensate each soldier when they succeed. And they succeeded. And there's nothing like that coming forward. So soldiers were not definitely happy. Grumbling, people were grumbling. Anywhere you have 2 or 3 people sitting down, that's the issue they are talking about, whether you know it or not.
And yes, they were saying they were not compensated as promised. Yes. But what else were they saying about that?
Yeah, equally, they were saying, let's change government, let's change it again. We are the people who put them there, we can still change them. Yes, that rumor also was going on. It was not even a rumor anymore because,
The situation within the No. 1 Infantry Battalion highlights the brewing tension among the rank-and-file soldiers who feel betrayed by unmet promises. ML Ba's testimony sheds light on the dissatisfaction stemming from the unpaid dues that were supposedly guaranteed prior to the July 22nd coup. This discontent has evidently escalated to the point where these soldiers are now conspiring to overthrow the very government they helped establish under Yahya Jammeh. Their grievances underscore a broader issue of trust and accountability within the new regime, raising concerns about the stability of the government and the potential for further unrest.
We form the bulk majority. We form the bulk of the majority. Yeah. As I said earlier on, it's only Yundum that participated in that coup d'etat, and even in the coup d'etat itself, not everybody was involved. Most of the senior officers, they all ran away. Officers, they all ran away. It's only junior ranks, from private soldier, lance corporal, the highest corporal. the highest criminal corporal. So that means not everybody is involved, okay? And definitely the same soldiers are still in Yundum again, and they're not satisfied, they're not happy. Because they have seen that already, they have changed their life is already changed. And still our life continues to be the same. Yeah.
As far as you know, were there any meetings in which the soldiers discussed this particular issue?
Myself, I've attended a meeting, I think on if I may remember, 2 occasions. Okay.
Where were those meetings held?
We normally converge. See, if you one time visited Yundum, behind the camp, you have this lemon.
Lemon?
A big farm of lemon is behind
Orchard.
there. That's normally where we normally go and hide and then smoke our weed and then discuss our issues. I attended on 2 occasions on a meeting there.
Can you tell us who are the soldiers you can recall who were present during these meetings?
I can remember myself being there, Lamin Bojang, Basiru Kamara, and
Basiru Kamara.
the dead Basiru Kamara, the late Basiru Kamara.
What was his rank?
He was a sergeant, staff sergeant or sergeant.
Okay, and who else?
And then Ansu Sonko. Yes, I think I can remember these people.
Do you know a person called Alaji Kanyi?
Yes, exactly, Alaji Kanyi. Yes, he used to be part of the meeting.
So you, Kanyi, Bojang, and others, what were you talking about?
Equally, as I said, they asked us to help them until when they succeeded. When they succeeded, they will compensate each and every soldier. And almost how many months now? July, August, September, October, still now nothing has happened. 3 months, nothing has happened. And in fact, we understand that, there are bodyguard teams or what were compensated. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. Those who were with their escort teams were given something. Whether it is true or not, I don't know. Okay, so definitely we are not happy with that.
So your meetings with Kanyi and Co, was that just to vent your frustrations?
Exactly.
But was it really a plan to overthrow?
Yes, it was planned to. It went further to say that, we remove them and replace others. Yes.
But who was to lead that operation?
Well, until then, I don't know exactly who's supposed to lead. I didn't know exactly then who's supposed to lead. Because on the 8th, as I said, I was transferred from Yundum to Army headquarters. So since I left on the 8th, I also found back attending meetings because I realized that I was no more at 1BN anymore. So it doesn't make any sense for me to take part in any of their meetings. Yeah.
Okay, so you are now transferred to be orderly for Mr. Babukar Jata.
Babukar Jata, yes.
Can you take it from there? Can you proceed?
All right.
The witness described the events surrounding the coup attempt and his involvement. Initially, he was part of the brewing 11/11 coup at the No. 1 Infantry Battalion in Yundum. However, his sudden transfer on November 8th to Army headquarters in Banjul, where he was appointed ADC to the Army commander, effectively distanced him from the clandestine coup meetings. Due to his new role, he no longer participated in or traveled to the meetings, leading to his disassociation from the plot. Despite this, on November 10th, he joined a convoy that included members of the Armed Forces Provisional Ruling Council and the Army Chief of Staff. the group visited the No. 1 Infantry Battalion to address soldiers and discourage them from pursuing another coup attempt, which would have occurred just 5 months after the previous one. The testimony highlights the tension and efforts to prevent further instability within the ranks of the military.
I think on the 10th of November, we were on a meeting at Yundum with council members.
Who were you with?
We were with, Sana Sabali.
Can you take it from after you reported to work at Army headquarters?
Yes.
That morning of
Exactly.
10th?
When I reported at the work, and then I was escorted to Babakar Jata's office by late Lieutenant Barrow, who was the administrative officer then. He told me, "But are you not promoted still now?" I said, "Sir, no, I'm not promoted." He said, "No, but you should be promoted." I said, "Well, I'm not promoted." Barrow, he knew me and I knew him. We are all from Jara. I came into the army, I met him there. So he took me to Lieutenant Colonel Babakar Jata's office. When I appeared, he told Babakar, "Sir, is this the one you are referring to?" He said, "Yes, he's the very one." So starting from that day on the 8th, I was with him, going to work, pick him up. But the funniest thing of all is, in the normal circumstances, I should not be alone with him, because when he was changing Dada, Dada was with three orderlies. But then, for me alone to be his orderly, that was not normal to me, and it was not usual. And as the verbal, it's supposed to be on signal message that so and so to be my orderly, but verbal communication or telephone conversation, that one become very abnormal to me. The simple fact is, before the takeover, we had an exercise at Kudang exercise. So during the break, a lunch period, I was serving senior officers within the tent. Then Babakar Jata was a captain then. He told me in our local language that Bam Mfalo Saf. I told him that, "Sir," he said I should serve him first. I said, "Sir, I'm coming to you when I finish with the senior men, because then you have brigadiers, you have, major generals, you have lieutenant colonels." He was just a captain. So I'm not crazy to serve him first while others are sitting down. So, but he further went on saying that in our local language, this time around, he's also avoiding for Nigerians to hear what he's talking to me. He said,
You just lost me, my friend.
Yeah.
Could you say that again a bit slowly?
He said,
then we will translate it.
I said, he told me, "Ba, follow Saf." I said, "Sir, mbatunga, senior man will follow Saf follow." And from there, let me interpret that in English. He said, "Ba, serve me first." I said, "Sir, let me finish with the senior men first, and I'll come back to you." He said, "Ba, didn't you know that you yourself can walk under me?" I said, "Yes, I can walk under you." So equally, when I was transferred to his office, along the line, if you are going, he will still remind me, "Ba, can you remember that Kudang exercise?" I said, "Yes, I can remember it." He said, "Didn't you see what I was saying?" I said, "Yes, it's your time now. It's your time. And I will do my best to serve you." So, but that became very odd to me. So it simply means that I'm there on a punishment basic. That's what I see the thing. So this is where I was until on the 10th of November. All right. We went alongside with the council members to Yundum. Edward Singer, Sana Sabali was there. Lieutenant Edward Singate was there. Sadibu Haidara, Lieutenant Sadibu Haidara was there. Yankuba Ture was there too.
How about their entourage?
Yes, they were with their escorts.
Names, please.
Sana Sabade, JCB Mendy was with him, Babu Karanjai was with him, BNJ was with him.
You have Babu Karanjai, you have BNJ.
Yes, I know all of them.
Babu Karanjai, did he have an alias, another name by which he's
Babu
known?
Karanjai, Dichep, he's my badmate. I know him very well.
Do you say him?
Dichep, Babu Karanjai.
Dichep, you
Yes,
said.
Dichep.
Dichep. Why Dichep? What does
Because
that
he likes, he dressed very immaculate, and then he like party, they call it Dichep. Yeah, and then...
Is Babu Karanjai Dichep the same as Njai Ponkal?
Yes, it's the same Njai Ponkal. Yeah.
And go ahead.
Then you have...
And then you have BNJ. And then
yes, you have BNJ too. And then you have Jakaria Dabo. The driver was, I think, Dembo Jiba. If I can remember. The other driver was a Zandramori. I'm not used to him that much. Very small man. Conte. I don't know his first name. Yes, this we are with Sana Sabali. And then Edward used to be with Bachsamba Jallo, Lamin Marong, Mustafa Toure.
Nickname? Any nickname?
Churo.
Okay,
Churo.
go ahead.
Yeah, so Hydra used to be with Lamarana Bari. Yes, Lamarana Bari used to be with Hydra. Then Yankuba Toure used to be with Esa Mendy. Yes.
Yeah, that's good enough. So, and then...
Yeah. We were at the camp for a meeting.
What time did you get to the camp, as far as you can recall?
I'm sure it was after 12 o'clock. After 12, I may remember very well. After 12, we were at Yundum barracks. They meet soldiers first. When I mean soldiers, from senior NCOs down to private soldiers. At the company line, they call in a meeting, everybody converge. So Sana spoke first. He said they are aware of a planned coup, and they are asking people who are involved to desist from it. If not, it's going to be. They are not going to take the matter very light with them. Then from there, Edward also spoke. He stood up and said he's the defense minister. If anything goes wrong in the army, he's the one responsible. He fired even two shots in the air, which does not go down well with other soldiers. Soldiers started murmuring, started saying, they came here to threaten people, And then also from there, Edward, this guy, Hadra also spoke. He says, I think it's a military government. They are under sanction. They cannot touch any institution. Once it is touched, it's going to be affected, something like that. But they all spoke. Then from there...
Who do you mean by all?
I mean the 4 council members, they all spoke at that meeting. Then from there, they went to meet the officers also at the ante room.
Mr. Witness, can we push pause for the time being and go for the first break? So you are telling us about the meeting at Yundum Barracks on November 10th.
Yes.
And you explained some of the statements that were made by the council members. Do you recall what time you left Yundum Barracks?
We left Yundum Barracks within 5 to 6. 5 to 6.
Do you recall whether your group went to Fajara Barracks as well?
That day?
or another day?
No. I didn't go to Fajara barracks, and equally Babu Karjata didn't go to Fajara barracks.
Okay. So where did you go at the conclusion of the meeting at Yundum barracks?
From there, I went back to Banjul together with Babu Karjata.
And what happened after that?
From there, we were there for a while. Then he picked up his things. We closed for the day, and we went back home. Then he was living in Banjulunding. I went with him up to Banjulunding. We dropped him. Equally, I continue with the driver to the camp where myself and the driver is living.
Who was the driver at this time?
Sergeant Sergeant Ngom. Yeah.
And what happened for the rest of that evening?
All right. As I said, as we arrived at the camp, we were there until around 10 o'clock, 10 at night. When someone knocked at my door, when I opened, I found out that it was Ibrahim Asise and then Alaji Kanyi, informing me that I should prepare and get to the camp that night. When I asked
where was your residence?
Bahamas.
At Bahamas.
Yes.
So Alaji Kanyi and Ibrahim Asise
yes,
came to you and tell you that you should go to the camp.
Yes.
Did they say why?
Yeah, I further asked what for. They said no, they were only instructed to inform people living in the camp to go to the camp, those living at Bahamas at the time, all of us to report at the camp. I said, well...
Ibrahim Asise, what was his rank?
He was a private soldier.
Where is he now?
Before I left, he was at the State House, so I don't know now.
At the State House, okay, good.
So I said, look, I have no cause to go to 1BN this time around, especially at night. I'm no more at 1BN. I am transferred to 1 battalion, Army headquarters. So I have no cause to go to 1BN.
And what happened after that?
From there, they said, look, it's an instruction that is given to them. I said, look, I'm not going. No, I then went inside my house, pulled out my gun. Then they all march out. I locked my door. So I was there for a while. I told it wise to sneak and go to Banjulunding to inform Babu Karjata accordingly, being my commander and being his orderly.
But what were you going to inform him about?
That he should not go to the camp that night.
But why? At this stage, did you know what was happening?
Of course, yes. I know. As I told you previously, or before I left on the 8th, there are rumors of, coup plots. So obviously, I know that is what is on the making.
But you mentioned Alaji Kanyi.
Yes.
Was Alaji Kanyi part of this?
11/11.
Yes.
Yes, he was part of it. We are just surprised that, that morning, how he just U-turned, and then started behaving the way he was behaving. It was a surprise to everyone.
Okay, so you decided at this stage to sneak out of the camp to go to Babu Karjata at Banjulunding?
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened after that?
So when I reached at his Babu Karjata residence, I knocked his door. He moved the curtain to see who is actually knocking. He found out that it is me. He opened the door. He said, "Ba, what happens?" I said, "Sir, don't go to the camp. Things are not normal at the camp at this point in time. So even if you are called, don't go." He said, "I wanted to go, but he said, "But no, why can't you spend the night here?" I said, "No." He said, "No, stay here." I said, "No, I'm going back. My duty is to come and inform you."
This is the commander of the army you were talking to?
Yes.
At this stage, he was a colonel, wasn't he?
Yes.
And you were a private soldier?
Exactly.
He's orderly for that matter?
Yes.
And you wouldn't obey instructions?
Not necessarily obeying instructions, like, my duty was to, once he's in the office, I be with him in his house,
Did he say it as an order or it was just a suggestion?
No, it was not an order. It is a suggestion that I should spend the night in his house.
Would you have disobeyed if it was an order?
If it was an order, well, I would have obeyed.
So you told him this time around that you are not
Yes.
going to stay, you would have to go back.
Yes.
He agreed to that.
He agreed, yes.
And then what happened
And he
after
left me go as I was going, because I used the back road, PTS, if you are familiar with that ground. I used the back road to go back to the camp. As soon as I reached PTS, I saw...
What is PTS?
PTS, Police Training School.
Proceed, please.
All right. As I reached there, I saw Basil Barrow's car coming towards me. His car was very obvious, everybody knows it. It was a Pajero with a flashlight on top. When I saw it at a distance, I put one and one together. That is, I should take cover somewhere because to avoid him seeing me at that point in time. Then I dashed down.
Why did you not want him to see you?
Because if I should stand up until he reaches me, he would have stopped and said, "Bah, get inside." And I have no other option. I have to get inside.
At this stage, did you know why Basiru Barrow was at the camp?
No, I don't know, because I didn't speak to him. I don't know.
What time of the day or the evening was this?
No, this was at night around, because immediately these people left my house, I rose to Banjul, and this will be between 11 towards 12. 11 towards 12, yeah.
11 towards midnight?
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? You dashed down?
I dashed down, I lied down inside the grass until he come and pass me, until I cannot see the vehicle anymore. Then I get up, I start maneuvering to my house. When I reach my house... What
does maneuvering entail?
Like, you cannot just run like blindly like that. You have to take some pace and then stop and then observe whether somebody somewhere is observing at you. Then you take from there again. This is what we call maneuvering. So until I reached my house, I opened my house. I went inside, still in uniform, okay? I took all my weapons, my webbing. I brought them at the... we have at my sitting room, we have a camp bed, a small bed, camp bed. I said, let me just relax here. As soon as I lie down, I think that's where God was waiting. Thank God. That's what saved me. I slept that night. It's only God knows. As soon as 6 o'clock, my watch alarm, I started to come up.
That night, there was a lot of gunshot in the camp.
I understand, yes.
You slept all through?
I slept the whole night, honest to Muhammad.
You did not even wake up?
I did not wake up.
That is your story?
That's my story.
That is what you want the commission to believe?
And this is exactly what happens. Okay? I continue?
Yes,
All right.
Proceed.
So,
please.
When I wake up, I went to the bathroom, washed my face, have my teeth brushed.
How did you know there was lots of gunshots that night?
Like, as soon as I step out of my house, somebody was hiding at where my wife normally cook. It's called chimney. That's where somebody was hiding there, who never noticed my presence in the house. So when I opened the door, he just looked at me and saw that I am the person. He jumped up and said, "Hey, when the whole you are sleeping here?" I said, "Yes." He said, "The camp is terrible, I said, "Let's go back." He said,
"Where
no.
was your wife at this stage?"
Already have evacuated my wife.
Who evacuated your wife?
Myself.
At what stage did you evacuate your wife?
Well, as soon as I knew things are not right, and there's something is going to happen, I evacuated my wife.
Was this before you went to Babu Karjata?
Yes, before I went to Babu Karjata.
What did you explain to your wife?
Well, I told her that, well, things are not right, and then the way I'm seeing things, it could be very dirty, So the best thing is go and live with your parents for the meantime. If you still hear that I'm alive, then that's it. If you still hear that I'm dead, then that's it. Yes.
And where did you get the weapon from?
I will still maintain my weapon since 22nd July. 22nd July. That weapon, I still maintain that weapon.
You didn't return it to the armory?
No, because we are living in the camp, and then we were asked to keep our rifles in our house.
Mr. You were asked to keep your rifles instead of returning them to the armory?
Yes, because it was revolution time, and then you need to have your weapon by your side. I was still maintaining my rifle.
That is your testimony?
Yes, yes, yes.
Soldiers were allowed to keep their weapons.
After
they
1994, those who are living in the camp, quote, okay? I'm not saying old soldiers, because some of them are living in town. So obviously somebody living in town will not be able, but those living in the camp were asked to maintain their weapons.
That's your testimony?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you had your weapon?
So, when I told him, let's go back, he said, you are crazy. I'm telling you the camp is terrible. You are asking me to go back. I said, yes. He said, for him, he's not going. Then I started moving out. This was after 6 o'clock to us. So when I reached at the bar gate, I met Keba Drame, who was at the point on sentry at the bar gate. He stopped me.
And you had your weapon at this time?
Yes, yes. And then he halted me. I stopped. He said, where are you coming from? I said, I'm coming from my house. He said he was instructed that nobody should go in and out. I said, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I have to go inside. I'm living in the camp here. If there is anything going wrong, I have all right to be there. He asked me to stop. I pushed the door and then proceed. He asked me to stop. I refused. I said, look, you have your weapon. Fire. If it doesn't work, I pay back. This is exactly what I said. Then I continued moving.
You too, you were very confident. You had your African electronics.
Yes, well, I was confident, to be quite honest, because this is either life or death. These are the only two things. It's either life.
You knew your African electronics would work?
Well, I'm not sure yet, because I didn't receive any fire yet. But I was just trying to prove it, whether it is going to work. I said, yes, you have your weapon. Shoot if you want. If it doesn't work, I pay back. And I passed him. I went. As soon as I reached the guard room, I can see Sana Sabali, it was Singate, Haidara, Lieutenant Haidara, and then Yankuba Ture. This guy, how do you call it? Sana Sabali was having a list in his hand calling names that anybody you see any of these officers shoot them and kill them, you have no case to answer.
Which names did he call out?
Lieutenant Sey, Lieutenant Lamin Dabo, Lieutenant Buba Jammeh, Lieutenant Elef Jammeh, how do you call it? Can I go by my record? I have some...
well, try to recollect.
Yes.
No, just try to recollect.
Okay.
As
I said, Lieutenant Sey,
Uh-huh.
How do you call it? Lieutenant Buba Jammeh, Lieutenant Lamin Dabo, Lieutenant Ablai Ba, Achopin Chopi. Then you have Bakar Mane, Alliance Nyancho, Elef Jammeh. These are names that I can fully recall.
And what time was this?
This was after 7 o'clock because then it was not that much bright. When you see a figure, you can know that it is a figure, but you could not be able to recognize exactly who the person was.
But the problem I have with that is at that stage, many of these people you have mentioned have already been arrested. Buba Jammeh was arrested at the night. A chopping.
Yeah.
Abdulaiba.
It
wa-
could,
was
it could
also
be, but their
arrested?
names was on the list. It could be, but their names were pronounced.
And let me finish. Mane Nyancho was also arrested. Aliuba arrested. Why would Sana Sabali say if anybody sees them and fires at them, they have no case to answer?
Yeah, because maybe they believe, they might believe that these are the people who are the ringleaders, who are the ringleaders.
But why would he say that if these people were already in custody? In his own custody? Why would he say that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I didn't know at the time whether they were arrested, but these names were on the list and he was pronouncing names. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Then we were there for a while. After 7 o'clock, towards 8, they ordered for Fafanyan to be removed from the cell.
At this stage, did you see any vehicles parked
Right,
anywhere
right.
around there?
Yes, I saw a vehicle around the guard room, and
What type of a vehicle?
a truck, a military truck. And then equally, Sana was saying that, look at them. They want to be presidents. They want to be president. You can see them in the truck.
Who was he referring to? Do you know?
It is Lieutenant Barrow, Basiru, and then Dotfal. Already, soldiers were climbing or peeping. I had the preview to go and climb and then peep. I saw them, they are all lying down, motionless, they are dead. Okay? Edward asked Kanyi to go and bring Fafanyang. So he was coming with Fafanyang, pushing him, asking him to run until at the ante-room. Between the ante-room and the cookhouse, they asked him to run for his life, for Fafanyang to run for his life. Hands were tied behind, with pants. As he was running, looking behind, then Edwards first fired at him. He fell down. He wanted to get up again. Somebody by his side, which I later realized that it was Lamin also finished him.
Let's take it a bit slowly.
Yeah.
Where were you at this stage?
I was standing at the ante-room.
You were seeing things clearly.
Yes.
Koli, how far was him away from Mr. Nyang, Fafa Nyang?
Look, this was a group of people. Fafanyang is in front. He was asked to run for his life. Everybody was behind him. We are all behind him. Okay? Edu fired first, followed by...
Sorry, excuse me. Where was Edu standing? Use this space to tell us who was standing where.
This was the ante-room, okay? There is a pathway, there is a road that leads to cookhouse. Edu was just standing right in front of the office door. And then the rest of us were all behind him in group. So he asked Fafanyang to run for his life. So on that pathway towards the cookhouse.
Which direction? That direction or towards my direction?
No, this direction. Because the ante-room is on your left, and then the cookhouse is on the right. So there's a pavement between the cookhouse and the ante-room. So that's the road he should take and then run for his life. That's where it was sought him, and then...
I understand how you explain the geography. I want you to use this space and explain the positions. such that we would have a good understanding of what happened.
Okay.
The way you've just described it, it's like Fafanyang was shot whilst he was running behind you where you were standing.
No, he was running in front of us.
Can you use this space to show who was standing where?
Okay, like this table, okay? Like we were all standing at this table here, facing you, okay? And Fafanya was asked to run for his life.
Towards which direction?
Towards your direction, okay? So as he stepped off, he was, in the form of a run, but not that much, because somebody who is unsteady, you cannot have the, the strength to run that far. So as he stepped off, he was running, looking behind. A shot came from Edu.
Who is Edu?
Edward Singate.
What was his rank at this
Lieutenant time? Edward Singate.
Okay.
Yeah, a shot came from Lieutenant Singate. Pow! He fell down. He got up. Koli also shoot at him.
At this stage, where was Koli?
Koli was standing there.
Amongst your group?
Yes.
Did he make a move towards Fafanyang?
If it will be a move, maybe a standing position or a firing position, but not like run towards him, no. If he might take a position, probably a standing position, whereby you have to shoot your left foot forward to have at least a balance of your weight.
Did you see him aim his weapon at Fafanyang?
No, I didn't see him. After the shot, when I do, once a weapon is fired, smoke comes out. So that smoke, where it comes, that's where I glanced, I realized that it is his weapon that was fired.
In order to make that shot, what did he have to do? As a soldier, can you tell us what Koli had to do in order to make that shot? What are the steps he must take in order to make that shot?
As I said, you must have to send your left foot forward to balance yourself and then take an aim. And then shot.
So he must have taken a shooting position.
Exactly, a standing, not squatting down, standing position.
And then
fired.
He aimed his
of course,
weapon.
It was an aim shot.
And then he would have to pull the trigger.
Yes.
And that would be a deliberate shot.
Of course, yes. It was a deliberate one.
Intentionally to kill.
Yes.
That's your testimony.
That's my testimony.
What do you say to the suggestion that the shot coming out of Koli's weapon was accidental?
No. I deny that. I definitely deny it.
Do you deny that?
Because if it is an accidental shot, he would not have hit his target. He would not have hit his target. There are procedures in firing, all right? You must have to look through the, foresight blade, okay, to the front tip of the front side blade to the target. You have to inline distance in order to hit your weapon. AK-47 is not just like any other weapon. By looking at you where I am, unless if I am somebody who is a marksman, I can just, rapid fire. That one does not need that much aim. You just point your muzzle where the target is, and then you spray. Then along the line, because when you burst, it goes with about five rounds will go at the same time. Without releasing it, it will continue firing. So in that, I would say, but if not, you have to aim your target and hit your target, then you get it. You can't say it's accident. That is not an accident.
The evidence, one of the testimony we received here is that Koli was running towards Fafanyang in order to help save him because he was shot.
If you look at the...
let me finish.
Okay.
He had his gun slung over his shoulder, and as he was running, there was accidental discharge, and it hit Fafanyang on the jaw. What do you say to that?
That is totally wrong.
Is that possible?
No, that is not possible. Because a weapon that is sling, all right, if there is an accidental fire or a negligent discharge, ND we call it, then you either wound yourself or the shot will land somewhere very close to you. But it cannot travel and go and hit somebody. That is not possible. It's not possible. No.
If I were to tell you that the testimony I have just described come from Koli, what would you say to that?
No, Koli is just trying to build a cover-up, but if I was him, I would have said I shoot him. If I was him in his shoe.
Essentially, you saying he lied
Of course, yes.
to cover himself
Of course, yes.
from responsibility.
I am telling you. If I was him, I would have said, yes, I killed him. Yes. Was saying an accident discharge. That is not true story.
So you, Emelba, standing there on that day of November 11, you knew that Koli finished Fafanyang deliberately.
Yeah.
That's your testimony.
That's my testimony.
Under oath.
Under oath.
What happened after that?
And from there, things started unfolding again. All right. From there, I moved towards the garum. Then I saw Bab Karjata walk into the camp. How he came, I don't know. So when he arrived, I went and approached him and said, sir, good morning, sir. He said, yes. I said, sir, last night your driver was overcome. That is Ngom, Sergeant Ngom, that he is inside the cell. He said I should go and make arrangement for his release. And I went to the guard room. I met many soldiers there. I spoke to this guy, how do you call it, Buba Jame. He was the duty provost then, that night.
Which Buba Jame are you referring to?
Kanilai. All right? So I told Kanilai that, look, Army commander said you should release this Bab Karangom, his driver is not part of it. Then he requested the chief from Bach, then he opened the cell.
Which batch are you referring to?
Samba Jallo. Then he called his name, he walked out from the lot, and then he came out. I asked him to go and dress up in his house and then bring the Bab Karjata's car along.
And what happened after that?
As soon as he left, we were there for a while. Briefly, the council members, they left again towards Banjul. Later, they came back. This will be around in the afternoon, 12 upwards. When they came also, there was an arrangement for a vehicle. All right, a jeep was brought in front of the guard room, parked in front of the guard room, and then these names were called, as I mentioned it earlier on. As the cell was opened, Lieutenant Say was called, and then followed by Buwajame, Bakar Mane, Lamin Dabo, Ablai Bah. Yeah,
let's get the names again properly.
Yeah.
Jibril Say you said.
Yes.
Followed by who else?
Buwajame.
Bubajame.
Lieutenant Buwajame, Lieutenant Lamin Dabo, Suso.
Lamin Dabo.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Then
Lamin Dabo, does he have a nickname?
Lamin Dabo.
Yes.
Yes, he has a nickname.
What was the nickname?
Suso.
Suso.
Yeah, we are all from the same village. He's from Breng, I'm from Breng.
Okay.
He's called Suso. You have Ablai Ba, Chopin.
Chopping. Mm-hmm.
Then you have, who else? OCDT Kedek Silla, Amadou Silla.
Cadet Silla, yes.
Yes.
And who else?
These five, I can remember seeing them boarding the vehicle.
And then what happened after that?
And as soon as they boarded the vehicle, to my surprise this time around, I should have gone with Babu Karjata, but sorry, something happens before they depart. As I said, as soon as Babu Karjata walked in, I told him about his driver. He asked me to go and negotiate his release. When he was released, I came back to him. You know what he told me? He said, "Ba, yamerita fong data into bang."
What does that mean?
He said, "Ba, do you think you are not also part of these people?" I said, "Sir, what do you mean?" He said, "The coup leader is from Jara, so I'm also from Jara." I said, "Sir, but if I'm part of it, then you are also part of it." He said, "But why do you say that?" I said, "I'm working directly under you." So, you know, we are not far from council members. Sana Sabali had to look back and then see us. He smiled. Maybe him doesn't know the role I played in 1994, but Sana knew what I did. So the mere fact that saying that Koyamirete data in Tobang, and I also responded with that, you know, maybe it does not go down well with him. This was why when they were leaving to go out of the barrack, he left me inside the camp. That was a surprise to me. But it does not matter. To myself, to me, I'm trying to save my own life in this case. You are seeing people, they are taking people out. You don't know where they are taking them. And you are also telling me that I am part of them. Which I also, you know, reply that if I am part of it, you are also part of it.
We have received testimony
Yeah.
that in the morning, while people were watching or going to look at the bodies that were in the truck, somebody went up the truck and realizing that Dotfal was not completely dead, he finished him off.
Finish him up in the truck?
While Dotfal's body was in the truck.
No, the time I'm seeing Dotfal, he was completely dead.
The time you saw him, he was completely dead.
Yes.
So you did not know anything about somebody having to climb up the truck to finish him?
No.
Okay, good. So you had this altercation or this conversation with Babu Karjata.
Yes.
And he left.
Yes.
Without you.
Yes.
His orderly.
Yes.
You remained behind.
Yes.
What happened afterwards?
They
You said they
out.
returned in the afternoon.
Yes, when they came back in the afternoon.
Did you see them when they returned? I want to know who returned.
Yes, I saw them. The council member, they all came back, including Babu Karjata himself.
You said, quote, council members.
Yes.
They all came back, including Babu Karjata.
Yes.
Unquote. That is
Yes.
exactly what you said.
Yes.
Tell us which council members you saw.
Lieutenant Sana Sabali, Lieutenant Edward Singate, Lieutenant Haidara, and then Yankuba Ture, including Babu Karjata. Yes.
Sorry, you saw all of them?
Yes.
Did you see any other senior military officers present there who were not members of the council?
If there is any, it is Babu Karjata. If there is any, at that point in time, it's Babu Karjata.
He is the only one you can recall?
I can recall, yes, I can remember.
Do you know a person called Peter Singate?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Though is all along with his brother.
Could you say that again?
What I'm saying, Peter is always with his brother, Edward Singate. They are always together. Always.
That may be the case, but was he present
Yes,
on
he
this
was
particular
present.
day?
I just forgot to mention his name. He is present. He was present. Yes.
Now let's talk about their entourage, the members of the entourage who were present.
Yeah.
Tell us who.
As I said, Lieutenant Sana Sabali, Lieutenant Edward Singate.
You've mentioned the council members who were present.
Okay.
You said all of them,
Yeah.
and you listed them.
Okay.
Among senior officers, you mentioned one, and you confirmed another.
Yes.
That was
Peter Singate.
Singate
Yes.
and Jata.
Yes.
So now let's talk about their entourage,
Okay.
their orderlies.
The orderlies, JCB Mendy is there, Lamin Marong is there, Bach Samba Jallo is there, Jai Ponkal is there, Jiche Babu Karanjai, A.B. Njai, they were all there. And this Churo, Mustafa, also is there. And then, yes. So
For Yankuba Ture, who was there?
for Yankuba Ture, I think I have forgot. Unless I go through because I also prepared some.
Yes, I want you to testify without looking at
Okay.
it. It's not a memory test, but
Yeah. So far, I think these are people that I've seen. Others are there whom I cannot remember.
earlier you mentioned Esa Mendy.
Esa Mendy, yes, he's an oddly to Yankuba Ture.
But was he present or was he not?
Of course, he was present.
You mentioned Njai Dichep,
Yes.
Njai Ponkal.
Yes.
We received testimony that he wasn't there on the second trip because he was injured and was taken to hospital or was allowed to go home. What do you say to that?
I dispute to that. I dispute to that.
Okay, you can't say anything about that. Okay, so you saw all these people there.
Yes.
And what happened that afternoon?
When they came back, in a convoy form, the convoy went, guard room, turn left, up to the ante room. Vehicles were parked, and then the Land Rover was driven between the ante room and the cookhouse. That's where the Land Rover was parked. But the way and the manner, you can see his escort can simply tell you that something, serious have gone on.
Okay. Let's take a step back. Before this statement you've just made, you told us that people were called out of the guard room and they were put in this Land Rover. They left. Do you know to which direction they headed?
Yeah, you can see the convoy taking Brikama Highway towards Brikama.
All the council members went
Yes.
with this convoy,
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Abukar Jata, did he go with the convoy?
Yes, he go with them.
This time round, he again left you behind.
Yes. That's
Did
what
he
I was-
see you?
Huh?
Did he see you?
I was standing with him. In the normal circumstances, he should have even used his official car. But this time around, he don't go with his official car. He joined the council member's car and then left with them. And he left me there.
When they were leaving, did you know where they were going?
No, I don't know where they were going. I don't know. Because there's nothing mentioned like that, no.
You mentioned that it was Buba Jame Kanilai and Bach who opened the cell and allowed Jangom to be released.
Ngom.
Excuse me, to be released. What happened to them, Kanilai and Bach?
Oh, nothing happens to them.
Did they remain in the camp?
No,
or,
no.
Or did they go with the convoy?
They went with the convoy.
Tell me who went with the convoy.
I can see Buba Jame was in front of the Land Rover. The driver, I cannot remember now. But Kanye was behind the Land Rover as they were leaving.
So it is your testimony that Buba Jame, a.k.a. Kanilai,
Yes.
was in the front of the Land Rover.
Yes.
And Alaji Kanyi
Was behind the Land Rover.
behind at the back of the Land Rover.
Yes.
That's your testimony?
Yes, that's my testimony.
They left and they came back.
Yes.
How long did it take for them to return?
Maybe approximately 2 hours. 2 hours, maybe.
So let's say around 4 p.m., considering they returned
Yeah.
Around 1, after
Yeah,
1?
because we left the camp, it was 5, heading to office, yes, around that time.
So they returned around 4.
Something like that.
And you said they drove in a convoy and went and parked around the anteroom.
Yes.
Tell us what happened after
All right.
that.
So, as I said, the Land Rover was parked between the cookhouse and the anteroom. So, how do you call it? I didn't go to the Land Rover to see what is happening there, but I can see, people inside. I can see dead bodies inside because you can see leaves were put on top of them. And also, because Samuel Jose is a very tall guy, you can see legs. Yeah.
What happened after that?
And from there, the council members, immediately they left the anteroom, they went up to around the fence, after the cookhouse, around the fence, where we normally have a big soccer way. They went up to that area. To my own, understanding that they might map out an area where they're going to bury these people. They went up to that, soccer way. They stood there for about 2-3 minutes. Then they came back. And as soon as they came back, you see a group of soldiers around that end. I was at the anteroom, but still I can see them. I see a group of soldiers, whether they were digging or what. But to me, I thought probably in that soccer way, that's where their remains were buried. But according to testimonies I'm hearing, that they were, they dug, grave for them to be buried. All right. Myself, I went with the investigator to that ground to show them exactly where I thought it could have been there. But the environment was totally changed to me. And then because I found something there that I did not left there before. That was a trench that was dug exactly where the soccer way is.
So what eventually happened to the bodies?
Well, I'm quite sure they might be buried.
Did you see the burial?
No, I did not see the burial. I did not witness the burial.
But can you tell those who were involved in the burial?
Well, Kanye in those days is just like a crazy guy, You cannot predict the type of person he was. He was all alone there at the burial ground because I can see he's a tall guy. Wherever he is, you can be able to spot him among the lot. I know he was there, and the Buba Jame. But the rest, probably the...
Which Buba Jame are you referring to?
Same Kalilai.
Kalilai.
Yes.
He was there?
He was there.
He participated?
Of course, yes.
Apart from, you talked about seeing the bodies of Dotfal and Barrow.
Yeah.
You talked about the killing of Fafanyang.
Yeah.
You also talked about the removal of certain officers from the guard room. They went towards Birkama. They came back with dead bodies 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Did you see any other killing in Yundum barracks
Yes.
that day?
I did not see it eye to eye, but I heard gunshot, and I am quite sure he must have been killed. That is Basiru Kamara. Because immediately they arrive while others are busy digging there. We are going to the guard room when we meet along with Alaji Kanyi, equally with Edward Singate, coming towards the anteroom, towards the cookhouse, when Basiru Kamara is in front of them, also tied in pants. Until around cookhouse end, I had multiple shots. I presume that he was killed. And I didn't see him, since then I didn't see him again.
Do you know who fired those shots?
Well, if you may ask me, I would say is Edward and this guy, how to call it, Alaji Kanyi. That's what I believe.
That is just a belief.
Yeah, that's a belief, yes.
But you do not have first-hand information
No,
about
I don't
that.
have first-hand to see actually who shot or no. But I believe that these two guys must have, because it is multiple shot. Pow, pow. So obviously speaking, this is two people who fired.
And do you know what happened? Well, you did not see that body, so you would not know.
No, I did not see that body.
All right. And that day, what time did you leave the camp?
We left the camp very late, after 5 to 6, after 5 anyway. Went back to Yundum.
Did you leave alone?
No, I live together with Babu Karjata this time around, with his officer car, including his driver. As soon as we take off the camp, we are going, he had to, remind me again, saying, "Ba, fonga mem for yaman bang." As we are going back to Banyu, he told me, "Ba, what I told you, didn't you not like it?" He said it was a joke. I said, "Sir, that is too expensive. That joke is too expensive. You are seeing they are taking people out, going to kill them, and equally you are telling me that I'm part of it." I said, "Look, I'm also somebody's son. If you feel like you don't trust me anymore by your side, it's better you return me back where you took me. It's better than, you want to auction my life like this." Since then, our relationship was so, with Kolesawa, he feared me in those days, to be quite honest, because I was never happy with him. I worked under him for 2 good years without being promoted. A private soldier working with an army commander. Is that normal? He didn't promote me. And he even told me that, "Ba, I'm te promote la." I said, "Look, I'm not here for rank." Yes, I'm not here for rank. If you want, you promote. If you don't want, you leave it. You see, maybe now, but ask my fellow colleague, in those days, I have my face is very, very, terrible. Because I have mustaches which are very long, sometimes I roll them, by looking at me, you have to have confidence to talk to me,
You were fearful.
Oh, let me call it, that's what even saved me. That's what even saved me. Because I don't laugh that much. I'm always somebody who is business-like, okay? And since then, Babukara, I don't even ask for permission. I don't even ask for favor from him. I don't even ask anything. Later on, I told him that if you feel like you are not, you don't trust me anymore, it's better you get me back where you picked me from.
Did you ask to be transferred?
Yes, I asked him for a transfer. He said, "Okay, I will look into it." But that's where I was until after the transition period, till 1996. Yeah.
Your statement said 1995, but
No,
your testimony is 1996.
During the transition period, 2 years I can remember that. Yeah.
So what happened after 1996, after the transition?
After the transition, I went back to after Babu Karjata, when Babu Karjata relieved me, one of my badmates changed me, P.S. Mendy, who later changed me as an orderly to Babu Karjata. I went back to military police, because then I was in the military police already. I went back to the military police, that's where I was until 2001. I went for a special force commando training.
We wouldn't go into that at the moment.
Okay.
Let's just fast forward to the period the period in which you were removed from the army.
Okay.
Can you tell us what happened?
Yes,
what led to your removal from the army?
I was in the military police until 2008. As a duty sergeant who was on duty that day, I received a call, an informant who informed me that there are people around Kersirin, selling drugs. All right. And I even asked him, "How do you know this number?" It was not telephones were. It was not my telephone number. It was a direct line in the office. All right. So when he called, I said, "Who are you?" He introduced himself as Momodou Dabo. All right, a civilian. I told him, "How do you come to know about this transaction?" He said he was involved in a translation from Arabic to English because there is a Pakistani man who's supposed to buy drug from somebody else. And in fact, he knows where they should meet, in order to go ahead with their deal. I said, but I don't know you. I would like to see you in person before doing any other thing. He said, okay, if you can come up to Senegambia, at the roundabout, he told me you'll find me there. But with all that, this information were booked in my diary, because in the military police, all our activities are booked in the diary. I booked the information that I received a call informing me about a drug transaction. And my action taken is I am going to the ground to effect arrest with one of my colleagues, who was my junior man.
At this stage, you were aware that you were military police, correct?
Yes.
And your role was to police the army, wasn't it?
Yes.
Your role was not to carry on as a civilian policeman.
No, see, we normally have that collaboration with the police.
Yes, that is collaboration.
Yes, and
but
normally,
at this stage, you were not collaborating with the police. You were going on a unilateral action.
Exactly.
And at this stage, there was also a drug enforcement agency.
Yes.
There was also police stations around Kersering area.
Yes.
You did not report to the drug squad, did you?
No, I did not.
You did not report to the police station, did you?
No, I did not.
You took it upon yourself to deal with this matter.
Yes.
And it was out of your jurisdiction. It was not part of your normal responsibilities as military police to participate in this activity.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what happened afterwards.
What I was intending to do was, after effecting arrest, I take them to the nearest police station, whereby they'll be charged according to the law, and then...
You putting the cart before the horse?
No, I said...
you should have reported to the police and let the police effect the arrest.
No, normally...
Now you want to reverse it. You want to effect the arrest and then go to the police.
See,
but just proceed. Tell us what you did.
Exactly. What I'm trying to say here is, normally sometimes when you're on patrol, sometimes we arrest people, we take them to the nearest police station.
That is flagrant delicto. That is different. That is when you find somebody in the process of committing a crime.
Exactly.
But in this particular occasion, that was not the case.
Okay. And
the report had been made.
And also, we can be called upon, to assist. All right?
Yes, but on this occasion, you were not assisting. On this occasion, you were the main actor doing the arrest.
Okay.
But let's not argue over what should have or could have.
Yeah.
Let's focus on what you did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, when I came with my colleague up to the roundabout, we stopped because the military police car is very obvious. When he saw the military police car, we parked alongside the road. He came out. He introduced himself that I am Momodou Dabo. I was the one talking to you. I said, okay, but how do you come to know about it? He said he was involved in a translation. That's how he come to know about this deal. And I told him where actually this deal is supposed to take place. He showed me a road that if I should finish it, if I turn on my right, I will see the compound directly. I said, okay. So I told him to go home. So long you have informed us now, you can leave. I went with my colleague. The moment we arrived at the compound gate, back in the car, coming down, they can see because it is transparent. It is, glasses are all over. They saw our presence. So they decided to open the other gate, the back door, and then they jumped over the fence and they started running. So we also followed them, pursued them for a while. We could not arrest any one of them, and then we came back, joined the vehicle, and go back to the Yundum camp. As I arrived also, I booked my arrival that I went after the, to effect arrest, but unfortunately we could not arrest anyone. Okay? While I was there around 6 a.m. to 7, Babu Karba, Bora Koli, Alaji Kamara.
Babu Karba, which security outfit did he belong to?
At the time, he was the one holding on the office, military police office, while our PM, Glutamane, was out for a course.
And the other person you mentioned,
The other person was Bora Koli.
What outfit did he belong to?
Bora Koli is among the junglers.
Where is he at the moment?
So he's not in the country.
How about the first person you mentioned?
Alaji Kamara used to be an intelligent officer. All right. These people appeared.
3 of them?
3 of them. And it's only Alaji Kamara who was not an officer at the time. Babu Karal, he was a Lieutenant Babu Karal. And then you have Captain Bora Koli. So they told me that, they were instructed by the CDS then, Lantombo Tamba, that I should be arrested. I said, what happens? They said, no, it's an instruction. I said, look, you have to tell me what have I done wrong before I'm arrested. So, I insisted, they furthermore tell me that, look, he said you went after a diamond dealer and you collected 22,000 euro. I said, well, I don't know where you get your information, but the information I have is different. I opened the diary for them to see what is. They said they are not interested in the diary. It's an order given to them, and they have to arrest me. So, they asked me my pistol. I removed my pistol and then detach the magazine and give them the pistol. I can see they were sniffing the pistol to see whether it has been fired. And subsequently, I give them the magazine too. They open the magazine, they remove the rounds, count the number of rounds was 8. The number of rounds that I signed is equally the number of rounds inside my pistol. So I had them saying that, but Nimman fire. I said, what are you saying? He said, the information they have is I sued the complainant on his leg and his receiving treatment at the intensive care unit at RVH. I said, wow, this is another thing. So nonetheless, I said, okay, so long that's the issue, I will accept the arrest. I went inside the cell with my colleague, Balamusa Sedi. So we are there. This was on Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the morning. Lantom Montamba himself drove up to the camp and asked the duty MP to open the cell. When he opened the cell, we were, asked to come out. Lantom said, that's the first time I even hear the name of the complainant. That is Nalma Momodou Sisela Kodobon Mbala Sambala Mile 2. He said, if we did not take out Mahmoud Sisse's money, he's going to take us to Mile 2. Which I feel was, not proper, because here you are talking about senior NCOs who have served the law more than 20 years in service. If you hear something about them, you come up to the, in front of them, or you brought them before you. At least you could have allowed them to, listen to their side of the story. But nonetheless, he did not do that. He just came out to issue threat. Then that's how he left us. He went back. We were detained for a 6-month period.
Where were you detained?
I was detained at the cells, military police cells, for 6 months. I would call it no report that, there were reports, but they were contradicting each other. Because there was a report that came from Fajara Barracks, which was written by Lamin Bojang, Captain Bojang then, who said, the report says that, I sued the complainant on his leg. He's receiving treatment at the intensive care unit at RVH. And also I took 11,500 euros, including 5,000 Gambian money. The military police, Babukar Ba himself wrote a report. The military police report says that it was 6,500 euro involved in the transaction, and I have never fired my pistol, you know. So they were contradicting each other, you know.
So what happened eventually?
So this report was sent to the army headquarters, you know, because we are not, you know, we are senior NCOs, non-commissioned officers. There was a meeting that was convened by the Chief of Defense Staff then, Lantom Bontamba, you know, a staff meeting to, you know, to ask as to how to go about with the problem. Lieutenant Major Bojan was calling. He was the legal advisor to the army then. When he was called, they gave him both reports. He went through the report. He said the reports are contradicting. You know, he wrote another letter to the military police saying that the matter need to be reinvestigated, and then, you know, to certain how much money is involved and who did the shooting. So when that letter came in, you know, I had the preview to see the letter, of course. Then Kulutamane came back from his coast. When we arrived at his office, he said, since his arrival, he could not involve himself in the case. The simple fact is, you know, Lantom Tamba was threatening him that if he should involve himself in that case, he's going to lose his rank, according to him. And when he was saying it, I was not alone. I was there together with my co-accused person. He said, now that the same headquarters have written to him to reinvestigate, let us be rest assured that he is going to reinvestigate the matter and come up with a, you know, a tangible report. Then we told him that, okay, you know, our minds are at rest now, so long you are asked to reinvestigate. Because he knew us, we have been working with him for quite a for quite a long time. So there, he called the complainant, obtained his statements, and we also give a statement. That investigation is not even completed yet. One fine day, after working hours, which is, you know, unusual, after working hours, Momodou Seka, then the camp commandant, Momodou Seka walked in, called the RSM, and then asked the RSM to inform us that we are going to appear on orders. So when RSM, you know, approached me and told me, I said, but sir, what is going on? This is working hour after working hours. How can you carry an orders after working hours? He said, look, he was only there to inform me that let me prepare. I said, okay. The RSM I created is RSM Sise. His first name, Musa Sise. So we prepared, we put on our uniform, and then we went to Kulutomane's office. He was the OC military police at the time. He read the charges to us that, you know, scandalous misconduct, whether we are guilty or not. We said we are not guilty. He referred the matter to camp commandant. From his office, we went to camp commandant's office. You know, camp commandant also read the same text to us that, you know, we are charged, you know, scandalous misconduct, and then whether we are guilty, we said no, we are not guilty. The funny thing is we are not even allowed to explain our side of the story. He said he was called by Lantom Tamba that I should be dismissed from the army, handed over to the police for prosecution. I said, sir, we have procedures in the army. If I offended, let's follow those rules and regulations, those procedures. I'm not working for Lantombong. How can you say Lantombong said I'll be dismissed? I'm not working for Lantombong. So how can he said, I proved to be stubborn, but I don't know what is ahead of me. I said, okay. He said he dismissed us, handed from his office to a waiting car, straight to police headquarters. We arrived at the police headquarters. This was in the evening, around after 7 towards 8 in the evening. So it was very unusual for the police to receive such a caliber of people without being informed. They said they are not going to accept us. I assured the duty officer that, look, we are law-abiding citizens. We didn't did anything wrong. Allow us to be here. He said, no, he cannot put us inside. He said, yes, it's all right. We can be behind the counter until daybreak. Then your superiors will have been in the office. And he also did exactly what I told him. He kept us behind the counter. We were there until the following morning when GCS then, as Baji was the IGP, when he came, we were escorted to his office. He started asking us what happens. We said, well, we don't know. He said, your dismissal is, I cannot understand the way you guys are dismissed. He said, but just take it in good faith, as man, whatever comes to your way, you take it. We say, it's all right. So long we know what we did, we didn't do anything wrong. Also, they obtained statements, we were charged, we spent 3 days, the 4th day we were paraded before the High Court. That's where I even come to see my informant. He was also arrested alongside with 2 others who came to be Mankaman Sane and then Ahmad Bailo Kamara, who was a taxi driver then. So we are all charged alongside conspiracy and robbery with violence. We were denied bail because they said it's unbailable. So we had to get to mile 2. We were reminded, and also we are told we have to look for a counsel for ourselves, lawyers who are going to represent us because it's a criminal matter. We cannot stand for ourselves. At that point in time, what lawyers are charging, my brother, I cannot afford it. 150,000, where would I get that? So thank God I secured a lawyer, a service of a lawyer, who represented me throughout the marathon trial.
Who was he?
Boriture, Barrister Boriture. We remained in prison for 4 years, 6 months, 10 days on trial until on the November 6th, 2012, we were acquitted and discharged from the court. So the following day, I went together with my co-accused person to meet our lawyer. We instructed him to write to the army for our reinstatement.
5 of you were charged?
Yes.
Who was your co-accused you're referring to?
Yeah, Bala Musa. We are all military police personnel. But
first, last name, please?
Bala Musa Sidi.
Okay.
So we instructed the lawyer to write to the army for our reinstatement because, according to the allegations, it's not true. The lawyer also wrote to the army for our reinstatement, and then he also got a reply from the army that they still have the right to try us on military court-martial.
Do you have the necessary documentation,
yes,
your order of acquittal, the judgment order of acquittal,
yes,
and this letter you're talking about?
Yes, I have them.
Could you produce them to the commission, please?
Yes.
Request also granted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Witness, your lawyer wrote to the army.
Yes.
And what did the army say?
As I said, the army replied with threatening, because I would see that as a threatening. So when I received the letter I went to the lawyer. When he gave me the letter, I went through it. I feel very uncomfortable to stay here. I decided to go on exile. I went to Dakar. I was in Senegal.
Mr. Witness, perhaps I should just read out a portion of the letter written by the army to Crown Chambers, informing them of their position on the request for reinstatement. The last paragraph, the penultimate paragraph states as follows, quote, "The action of GAF was motivated by the revelations in our investigations, which were cogent, consistent, compelling, and lead to an irresistible conclusion that the accused persons extorted money from the complainant. Please find attached a copy of the investigation report and the legal opinion that ensued. Note that we still reserve the right to try them in court-martial. Paragraph 5. I hope this letter will awaken their senses to allow sleeping dogs lie. Unquote. Signed, Bahore Jaite, Major for Chief of Defense Staff. It's quite extraordinary that a person's been acquitted and discharged, and the army still think that they could try the person on the same charges under court-martial. But having received this letter threatening potential court-martial, if you do not let sleeping dogs lie, what did you do after that?
See, how can I allow the sleeping dog like throughout my youthful age, I served in the army for 20 years, and you just want that to go like that? Where would I pick up from there? All my life is in the army, and this is the place I know. Look, up till now, my 20 years is in the air like that. No benefit.
What did you do after receipt of this letter?
Yeah, I fled. I went to Senegal, in Dakar.
Why did you have to go to Senegal?
Maybe you don't know. I have gone far with these people. I know the type of people I'm dealing with.
What type of people were you dealing with?
They're just crazy people, monsters, who are bloodthirsty, Yeah.
Those are the kind of people that were in the army? That's what you're suggesting?
No, but I'm not saying in the army, in the army then. What I'm trying to say, the government in place at that time. All right? And maybe in my other appearance, you would start to know what I'm trying to tell you. All right? So the mere fact that, you can see, why are they refusing? Now, as I'm speaking to now, my co-accused party is in the army. He's reinstated.
When was he reinstated?
As soon as after the impasse, he was reinstated back in the army, and he's working. So...
Did you make an appeal to be reinstated?
Yes, I went to the headquarters many times. What I was told that there will be a board, sitting who will look into our cases. But then...
Do you know how your co-accused came to be reinstated?
When I asked, they said it is an executive order from President Barrow that he should be in the army, because during the impasse, they are the people with the president. This is what they told me, which is very unfair. To be quite honest, who am I? What have I done? What is the difference between me and him? We are all accused of the same offense. So even when I was, in Senegal, do they know what part did I play? They don't know.
What did you go to do in Senegal?
What did I?
Go to do in Senegal. Why did you have to go to Senegal?
No, I went to Senegal in order to add my voice, to what is happening back home, and I was definitely doing that.
You were afraid that you would be court-martialed?
Yes, I'll be court-martialed. I'm afraid of that, to be quite honest.
You fled?
Yes, I fled.